Set in the 80s, Stranger Things blends paranormal plot lines with coming-of-age drama, and this nostalgic supernatural series has captivated both young audiences and their parents. Need a new series to hold you over until Season 4 of Stranger Things is released? Here are a few suspenseful shows that might just scratch that dark itch. Get ready to spend some more time binge-watching. Lock and Key follows the story of the three Locke siblings who move into their old family home, the Key House, after the murder of their father. But as the youngest Locke brother Bodhi quickly discovers, this is no ordinary house. He begins hearing strange whispers which lead him to a key. As it turns out, he's gotten his hands on the Anywhere key, and he can use it in any door to travel somewhere that he has seen before. There are more keys awaiting discovery, and in this reality-bending house, who knows where the Locke siblings could end up.
Eiffel Tower.
Based on the IDW comic book series from writer Joe Hill and artist Gabriel Rodriguez, Lock and Key is a supernatural drama that is also a story of trauma and loss. The creepy sets and chilling score will have you completely immersed in the story of the Key House. Daybreak is the kind of show that's just begging for a solid chunk of binge watching, especially if you're into zombies. This comedic drama serves up plenty of laughs, even in the midst of a zombie outbreak. In the wake of biological warfare, adults have turned into ghoulies, which terrorize the surviving humans. Josh, the fourth wall-breaking protagonist, is actually doing pretty well for himself in this post-apocalyptic society. While the surviving teens have broken off into cliques based on their high school social groups, he's just loving the fact that there are no real rules anymore.
A's and all you people need to buckle up, because I want to show you just how sweet the end of the world actually is.
There's only one problem. Josh is desperately searching for the girl he fell in love with before the breakdown of society, and he'll have to fight back against some bloodthirsty survivors if he wants any shot at finding her. Like all good teen coming-of-age stories, Josh and his allies have to handle things on their own when the adults can't, and it's hard not to root for this ragtag bunch of misfits. The very first glimpse of the French series Black Spot is the perfect creepy introduction to this grim detective thriller. In the town of Villefranche, every day seems more depressing than the last. The citizens turn to alcohol to drown their sorrows. The homicide rate would discourage anyone from visiting. Cell phones can't get service, and many modern conveniences just don't seem to work. It's a black spot, a place where there is no light or happiness to be found. In a town that feels like a black hole of despair, three detectives are attempting to solve numerous murder cases. The group is led by Major Weiss, who has a dark past of her own. Watching the events play out in Black Spot's world, you might just be reminded of the Upside Down in Stranger Things, a kind of place that dooms those who end up there. What if Lord of the Flies took place in the 21st century? Welcome to The Society, set in a town where all of the adults have disappeared and the teens are running the show. This drama takes place in a wealthy New England town when the local high school students return from a field trip to find that the adults have mysteriously gone missing. To make matters worse, the town is suddenly surrounded by a forest that wasn't there before, and they have no way of contacting the outside world. Can they really be trusted to manage running their society on their own, or will their attempts at maintaining order fall apart? While the characters in The Society are a few years older than the crew in Stranger Things, the combination of teenage drama and paranormal dangers is no less addicting. The Innocents is the story of two teen runaways, but there's a strange twist. June and Harry turn their backs on their tumultuous home lives and decide to leave town together, hoping to carve out a better life for themselves somewhere else. But just as their journey begins, things take an unexpected turn. After setting out on the road, they meet a man who claims that June's mother sent him, even though she went missing 3 years ago. And to make things even more complicated, June develops a new ability that she cannot understand.
Look! Look! It's me! Hurry, it's me!
It turns out that June is a shapeshifter, and she's not the only one with this power. Can their young love survive in the face of this uncertainty? June and Harry's relationship is put to the ultimate test as they're thrown into terrifying circumstances, but they're still willing to risk it all to be together. Chambers is the kind of body horror that will make you feel a little uncomfortable in your own skin, but as long as you're not too squeamish, it's definitely worth watching. After Sasha receives a heart transplant from a woman named Becky, it's only natural that she gets curious about the life and death of her donor. But Sasha is baffled when she starts having visions of the last things Becky saw. She soon realizes that she has even taken on Becky's memories. Most disturbing of all, she sees Becky's face when she looks in the mirror. Slowly, Sasha begins to lose her sense of self, especially as Becky's family tries to become closer with her. Sasha is convinced that Becky was murdered, and as she becomes more and more like her donor, she tries to unravel the mystery of Becky's death. There are a few things more unsettling than feeling like your own mind and body can betray you, and Chambers plunges you right into that horror. I'm Not Okay with This, a teen drama based on a graphic novel, shares plenty in common with Stranger Things. It's a coming-of-age story at heart, but the protagonist Sydney is also dealing with the fact that she's developed telekinetic powers. It's safe to say that she wasn't exactly prepared for this aspect of her high school life.
Here's to a normal high school experience. Whatever the that means.
Throughout the first season of the series, Sydney struggles to process the loss of her father and her romantic feelings toward her friends Stan and Dina. She must learn how to control her newfound powers, but her telekinetic outbursts are strongly tied to her emotions. With so much going on in her life, she finds it hard to keep herself in check. You may not be able to move things with your mind, but there's a good chance you'll find Sydney to be a relatable and sympathetic protagonist. Fans of both Riverdale and Stranger Things will most likely find a lot to enjoy about the chilling adventures of Sabrina. You've probably seen Sabrina, the famous teenage witch, in action before, but never quite like this. Based on the popular Archie comic book series of the same name, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina follows Sabrina Spellman as she tries to balance her high school responsibilities and social life with her dark education. As a half-mortal, half-witch, she's got a lot to learn.
I'll get through it.
The series kicks off just before Sabrina's 16th birthday, when she is supposed to go through her dark baptism and pledge her loyalty to the Dark Lord. But it's not an easy decision for Sabrina. She struggles to choose between her mortal life with her family and friends and her magical life. But when she makes a reckless decision at the last moment, she ends up facing supernatural threats that she never anticipated. In a fictional town in Germany, the residents are dealing with the tragic disappearance of several children. Some suspect that there is a murderer in their midst, but what if the mystery goes deeper than that? What if there are supernatural forces at play? And if so, how can the townspeople possibly fight back? When local police officer Ulrich reflects on the disappearance of his own brother, who went missing from the town decades ago, he starts to wonder if these events are actually linked. Slowly, the pieces begin to come together, but the possibility that the past, present, and future are somehow overlapping brings up more questions than answers. Family secrets are exposed, lives are at stake, and evil is lurking around every corner. If you find yourself wishing that you could return to Hawkins, Dark will fill that niche. Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more cool stuff from Netflix. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest trailers and exclusive videos from Netflix. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.